Hi, my name is Nicole.
Hi, my name is Layla.
Hi, my name is Emma.
And welcome to the Dope Student Podcast. And today, who do we have here?
My name is Alec Fell.
Okay, Mr. Alex. So today we're going to be asking you some questions. Can you share with our audience a bit more about yourself and your journey into the construction industry?
Sure. So I work for Steven Kempf Building Materials located in Philadelphia, and we supply commercial and residential customers in the tri-state area, so New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, with all of their building materials needs. We sell anything from drywall to steel studs, insulation, lumber, ceiling tiles, ceiling grids, so we kind of sell it all. We also have a tool and fasteners department that sells drills, screws, nails, all that kind of stuff. So we're kind of a one-stop shop for customers to get all their building materials needs.
What inspired you to join Steven Kempf Building Material, and how has your experience been so far?
So after college, I graduated college during COVID, and I was kind of looking for different jobs. I actually went to school to study sports management. So I thought I was going to work for a professional sports team, but with COVID and everything else kind of shutting down sports, I pivoted. My cousin Tyler actually reached out to me, mentioned they needed help at Steven Kempf, so I took the opportunity and kind of ran with it. So that's how I ended up there. I've been there for about 2 years so far, and the experience has been absolutely wonderful, and I've had an amazing couple years so far.
You mentioned working in various roles within the company. Could you give us some insight into the different responsibilities you've had and how they contributed to your overall perspective?
Sure. So when I first came in, I started as an operations support. So that was supporting our dispatcher at the time and our operations manager, and it's just kind of the day-to-day operations and whatever they kind of needed assistance with. And then from there, I came into a dispatching role. So what that is when you get orders, I get all the orders from different salespeople and everyone in our office. And then when I get them, I need to call the customers, find out kind of what they need, what time they're looking for delivery, so on and so forth. And then I schedule my day around all the different deliveries and kind of when the customers need their material. And then most recently, I started purchasing a little bit. So I now purchase the drywall and the steel for our yard in Philadelphia.
What aspects of operations and purchasing in the construction industry are you more passionate about, and why?
One more time.
What aspects in operations and purchasing in the construction industry are you more passionate about, and why?
So I think the part of operations that I'm extremely passionate about is just working with people every single day, right? You get to work with all of our different drivers, all of our different laborers, day in and day out, and that's kind of my favorite part. The camaraderie from day to day, just being around people all day, I think is one of my favorite parts. It's extremely fast-paced moving industries, and that's kind of another thing I like. I like to be on my feet all day moving around, so I think that's probably one of my favorite parts. And then purchasing is super cool because you kind of just get to deal with a bunch of different vendors and just kind of work with a bunch of different people and kind of see how we get all the material into one place, which I think is super cool. So,
as someone with experience in the different facets of the construction industry, what themes or topics would you like to explore on the podcast to provide students with comprehensive understanding?
Sure. So I think, one of the big things for us, what we do, so to understand kind of what we do supply, like I said, commercial and residential customers, but we also will get that material into the buildings for our customers. So that's one of the cool things of our company that kind of separates us from like a Home Depot or a Lowe's, is we'll actually bring the material to your house or to your job site and we'll stock it for you, which I think is a super cool part of what we do. And it just kind of sets us apart in that regard. So yeah, I think that's super cool. Another thing is just it's a lot of hard work and a lot of long hours, but I think that's one of the super cool parts of it. It's a lot of hard work, but if you guys can understand that at a younger age and kind of know that, it kind of sets those expectations in the beginning, and you're not kind of surprised when you get there. So,
could you elaborate on the challenges and milestones you've encountered throughout your career journey at Steven Kempf Building Materials?
Yeah, so every day we face different challenges. It's a very dynamic business, as they say, so a lot of different moving parts. Things are always changing. I think that's one of the biggest challenges, right? So when we sometimes get to certain job sites or get to these deliveries, you always think it's a perfect world. Every car is going to be moved, everything's going to be cleared out, but that's not always the case. So sometimes you have to bring loads back or reschedule loads, and it kind of changes the whole day, right? So you really got to be able to adjust on the fly. And change as different things come up. And that's why I say it's a dynamic business, because it's always changing. Nothing ever kind of goes to plan. But if you can work around that, it's fun to do, yeah. So it makes my day, it keeps me busy all day, and really makes me have to, just keeps me busy all day, which is great.
What advice would you give to students considering a career in the construction industry, particularly regarding the long hours and hard work it entails?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, it is definitely long hours. I know most mornings I'm in the office as early as 5:30, and I don't leave, so some days 4 or 5. So it is long hours, but like I said, it's extremely rewarding, right? When you get to you're a small part of a big, I guess, operation when it comes to building these different buildings. Yeah, we might just be stocking the drywall, but it's the cool part of it is getting to see that finished product and knowing that you were a part of building that house or building that big skyscraper downtown. I think that's one of the coolest parts for me, one of the most rewarding parts for me. But yeah, it's definitely hard work. But if you're willing to put in the time, willing to put in the hard work, the sky's the limit, and you can do really anything in this industry.
How do you believe exposure to the real world experience, such as volunteering at events like the Wagner Middle School Takeover, can influence students' perception and career choices?
Yeah, I think what you guys do here is absolutely awesome. I mean, this is such a cool setup you guys have, but just getting to talk to all those different trades, all those different people, and really kind of seeing every different aspect of the construction industry really opens all of your minds to what you guys could do later on. I mean, I know even in our company, yeah, I just maybe purchase and dispatch, but we have people that do. We have drivers, we have laborers, we have our credit department, our payroll department, HR department. So there's so many different departments, even just in our small company, that you could join. And like I said, endless possibilities in the construction industry, which I think is super cool.
You attended the trades takeover and saw the response and turnout. Do you believe the Philadelphia School District should start more middle school programs?
I 100% do. I think what you guys do here is absolutely awesome. Just giving you a small sliver into what the construction industry is and kind of seeing if it's something that you guys like to do or something you would want to do in the future. And I think meeting, like I said, myself and then all those different trades, I think is super cool to just kind of talk to different people, understand what they do, and maybe that one day that will be something you guys want to do in the future. So I think it's super cool to have those different programs and have those different meetups like we did at Wagner Middle School, just to really talk to everybody and kind of understand all the different things you guys can do.
Last question for today is, you initially studied sport management at Temple University. What led to your decisions to transition into the construction industry, and how has that journey shaped your perspective on career paths?
Yeah, so I never thought I was going to work in the construction industry. Like I said, I was a sports management major at Temple, and I really did think I was going to be working for a professional sports team in the front office somewhere, but things kind of just changed like that. And when I got the opportunity, I was hesitant at first because I really didn't know much about the construction industry, but I will say, looking back on it, it's probably one of the best decisions I ever made. I have a great group of people that I work with, and just really, it was a challenge at first because I really didn't have much knowledge of the industry, but learning it over time, I've started to really enjoy it, and I think it's something that don't get your mind set on one thing because you never know what you're going to like until you try it. So yeah, you think you might want to do something, but it might turn out to be completely different. So I think just keep your mind open to all the different opportunities, all the different trades within the construction industry. And you'll see that there's probably a role somewhere in whether my company or a different company that you guys will really like and pursue and enjoy moving forward. So just always keep your open-minded, and you never know the opportunities that come your way.
Before we end off another episode on the Dope Center podcast, we would like to ask, do you have any social media where we could reach out to your company?
Sure. So we do have an Instagram page, Steven Kempf Building Materials, and then you can also find us at stevenkempfbuildingmaterials.com, and that's another way you can get onto our website. See all the different things that we supply, different kind of what we do. That's our rundown of our company. And then we are a subsidiary of a Capital Building Supply, so you guys can even look up Capital Building Supply, and that's different yards we have in the D.C., New Jersey area, and it's still our company, but it's our parent company. So there's plenty of different networks and people you can reach out to in that regard. So we're not just our couple yards. We have all these different yards all around the country, which I think is super cool. So that's the best way to find us at Steven Kempf Building Materials. Like I said, we're on Instagram. We have our website, so that's kind of the best way you can get in touch with us. And then even if you wanted to call me, my phone number, 215-500-2665. If you guys are ever interested down the line working for us in 5-10 years, whatever it is, if I'm still there, I'm happy to be a person you can reach out to and talk to whenever you guys want. So
thank you so much for coming out to the Dope Center podcast. Thank you for watching another episode on the Dope Center podcast. Bye.